Hi, my name is Lowell Kaufhold. I'm with CPS Distributors. One of the things that you need to know if you're going to go with a smart controller at your home is there's certain things that a smart controller needs to be set up with before you can start operating it, and that makes it a little bit different than a normal controller. The controller needs to know what sprinkler types you have. Do you have spray heads? Do you have rotor zones? Do you have drip irrigation at your house? So you need to put in the sprinkler type. It also wants to know what the plant type is. Are we irrigating shrubs? Are we irrigating flowers? Are we irrigating lawns or turf? And that needs to be put in as well. We also need to put in the soil type. Do we have clay soils? Do we have sandy soils? What kind of soils? There's different options with most controllers. They do sand, they do sandy loam, they do loam, and they do clay. So you need to put that into the equation as well. And then we need to know, are those sprinklers on slopes? Are we on flat ground? And that way we can kind of tell the system whether it needs to do a cycle and soak. If it's on a slope, it would run for short times and then let the water soak in and then irrigate some more in order to keep runoff from occurring. And then some of the smart controllers actually want to know about the efficiencies or the precipitation rate of the sprinklers that you're using. In other words, how many inches per hour are your sprinklers running? And some of those things need to be put into your controller as well. And it may sound difficult, but it's really not that difficult to understand what your precip rates are on your sprinkler system and then input those into the smart controller. So there is a little bit of setup that you have to do when you do a smart controller that you wouldn't have to do on a conventional controller, but that extra half hour or so on the initial setup is really worth doing because you do gain the benefit of a lot of water savings based on your controller being able to do its own programming once you've done that. So one of the other questions we get asked a lot is the expense of a smart controller. It sounds really fancy, it must be expensive, so it's really not too bad. An irrigation professional could install a smart controller at your home for somewhere in the $200 to $300 range. There are some retail outlets that have smart controllers available, but you do have to kind of know a little bit about what you're doing in order to get it set up properly. So, but at any rate, really that $200 to $300 range isn't too awful bad. So it is an affordable thing to put on your home as far as your sprinkler system is concerned, because you really gain that water savings, and if you're saving water, you're saving money. So there is a payback in the savings of water when you do one of these controllers.